is a little different because tonight we're going to be going over the 5 must-have things in your kitchen as a beginner. So these things, so if you're brand new to cooking, these are going to be my personal top 5 things that I think you should have to start, to cover most things you're going to be cooking in your kitchen as a beginner. So starting out with number one. Number one is going to be your cutting board. So your cutting board is going to be your base for everywhere you're going to be cutting. So you're going to be cutting like meat on your cutting board. Also, you're going to be cutting like just vegetables and things like that. But this is so you don't mark up your countertops and anywhere that you might be cutting. You don't want to be cutting on plates. You don't want to be cutting on napkins or rags or packages that things come in. You don't want to be cutting on like that. Otherwise, you're going to cut it up and it's going to destroy that. And it's just not going to be a good look. And this is going to give you that hard surface beneath your item that you're chopping to really cut into that and get it all the way you'd like it. You don't want to be doing that on your cutting board, on your countertops either, because sometimes they're pretty nice and you don't want them to get nicked or scratched up or anything like that, especially if you live in an apartment building like me. They're going to take your security deposit like that. It's going to be gone, and you're going to be on the hook for that. But number 2, to complement the cutting board, you're going to want a good chef's knife. So I personally like a chef's knife with like just a normal blade to it. So you don't want anything with the ridged, the serrated edges. So for whatever reason, some people thought it was a good idea to make chef knives with serrated edges. Serrated edges being like this. So no, that's not one. Serrated edges are going to be like this. And as you can see, there's like little teeth at the bottom, each one being separate from the last. And that's more for cutting and sawing things. So the knife that you need is going to be like this. It's going to be one long, smooth blade, and it's going to be for chopping things. You're not going to saw with this. You can, but the technique you want is kind of like a chop. So if you want to saw it, get one of these with a serrated edge. Then you can saw through anything eventually, and that's going to be better for cutting up like meats, weird fruit, like with tomatoes. It's really good with tomatoes. Also like oranges and stuff like this, it's better so you can like grip it. You can grip the fruit a little better with the serrated edge. So with the blade, it can still work, but as you can see that this is round, it's going to move if you do this. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I mean, I guess I would. I feel more comfortable with this cutting through the orange opposed to this. This one, it works better if you have like a flat surface or a subject that's not going to move. So if you just go like this, perfect. It gets the job done, but this is going to be a lot better. You're going to feel a lot more confident with the object in your hand and sawing through it than you are with this guy. At least that's my opinion for that. But definitely this is number 2, one of the basic things that you need in your kitchen as a beginner. Tonight we're going over the 5 different things that you should have in your kitchen as a beginner cook. So if you like this type of content, hit that like button up there. Also subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. All right, so check it out. So number 3, we're gonna move on. Number 3, actually, to complement the knife, your chef knife, you should always have one of these sharpeners. This is a knife sharpener, because through cutting all of these, your knife, the edge of this knife is eventually gonna get dull. So you're gonna need something. You can't just throw the knife away, or you can. If you got money like that, throw the knife away, just get a new knife. But if you wanna be, use your knife properly, or, whatever, you get more bang for your buck, you're going to buy one of these little knife sharpeners. There's a coarse and a fine sharpening tool, I guess. So you're going to do the coarse about like 10 times, and then you're going to do the fine about like 3 times. So, yeah, that's going to give your knife a super, super fine edge. So, that's number, 2. So number 3 is going to be your food thermometer. So your food thermometer is going to be really important when it comes to making sure how done your food is, or to tell if the food is even done. So as you can see, this is a digital one. They do make ones now on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. You can buy them for like, let's say 15 to 20 bucks, but they have a USB-C charger in it. I would suggest going with one of those because you can charge it with any USB charger, wall charger, whatever, and it lasts for like, 2 or 3 months of charge, because you're literally only using this for about 10 or 15 seconds every time you use it. So what you do is you turn it on, you stick it into your thing, and then it'll tell you what the temperature is. So this orange is at about 72 degrees, 71 degrees. Anyways, it tells you right up there. It's very touchy sometimes, but that's normal. So if your food thermometer kind of if you stick it into a piece of meat and you see it going way down, that's true. That's true. That's not an incorrect reading. I've done this before, and I've had it in big, thick cuts of steak before, and it'll say like 91 degrees, and I'm like, what the heck? That doesn't even make sense, because the steak's been grilling on both sides for about 5 minutes each, and so this should definitely be done. But when you take it off the grill, cut into it, it's not done. It's super blue rare, and you don't want that. You want to have an accurate temperature reading. So you can do that by you gotta trust this thing. It's always gonna know. You're gonna have to flip it a few times to get the right reading. So number 3, the food thermometer. So number 4 could be 2 different ones. I choose to do this one because I find that I use this more than I would the other. So I'm talking about the pressure cooker. I use this pressure cooker for, I would say, about 80% of my food. It's just so easy and simple to use. So basically all you got to do is turn it on. Sorry, you pop this open, you fill about a cup of water into the little dish in here, and then you put your meat in there, and then you close it, right? And to pressure cook something, you're just gonna hit like poultry. That's the one I usually do, or meat and stew. But basically, you're going to have it on a setting. I usually do it 25 to 30 minutes for chicken, a little longer if it's like a big, thick cut of steak, or sorry, big, thick cut of beef, or like the pork butt I just got done doing 2 weekends ago. It was about 8 pounds. I had to cut that thing in half, put 4 pounds in, or 5 pounds in, and then 3 pounds. But for the 5 pounds, I think I put it on for an hour and a half. And that gives you, even that, I think you might have to do it a little longer to get the fall off the bone texture to this type of thing. So if you do, but that can emulate slow cooking. So if you don't have a whole lot of time for slow cooking, just pop it in your pressure cooker and you're gonna get the same results, not in 6 hours, not in 8 hours, you're gonna get it in like 45 minutes. I've made fall off the bone barbecue baby back ribs in 45 minutes with this thing alone. So, like I said, it's either that one, it's between that one and our air fryer. Obviously, an air fryer, you know what it is. You can literally cook anything in there. Steak is a good idea to put in the air fryer. A lot of people will frown upon that one, but I've done it and it tastes phenomenal. Check out one of my shorts in the previous videos. It'll say air fryer steak. It's phenomenal, and the results speak for themselves. But yeah, so the air fryer is super versatile. You can cook a whole lot of stuff in there. That would be my number 4 as well. So that's tied for number 4 as well. So either one will do. I just find that I personally use the pressure cooker a lot more than I do the air fryer. So on to number 5, we have our pan. For a beginner's kitchen, you must have a good frying pan. Right here, I'm using stainless steel. You can use whatever you want. I like stainless steel now. I've tried cast iron skillets in the past. I have a cast iron right here. Don't get me wrong, I still have one, but I find that cast iron is just like a little too much effort to keep up, and I have cats, so time and time again, I open that oven, because that's where I store it. I open the oven and the thing is full of cat hair, and I I just can't deal with that. Stainless steel, as you can see, there's no cat hair in there. No cat hair in there. And, you know, this is, I mean, it gets the job done. There's not a whole lot of like residue on that burns onto the thing. There's a little bit, but on the other pans, they get it a whole lot worse. So like if you have non-stick pans, those are good. Don't get me wrong. I've been using those for years, and I know that everybody says, oh, you ingest like, you know, 8 times as much microplastics as you would with opposed to using a normal pan, or sorry, a stainless steel pan opposed to that one. So I guess you're ingesting way more microplastics with the non-slip pan, but I haven't noticed it yet. I'm still here. So I don't know, but I like to use the stainless steel pan. We got this for Christmas. It's been a dream ever since. Cleaning it's super easy. You just have to make sure you're putting enough oil in there so things don't get too hot and stick to the pan. Yeah, so that is going to be number 5, and those are the 5 top things for your kitchen that you need as a beginner. But yeah, honorable mentions. An honorable mention would be a food processor. So a food processor is a blender, but it's way smaller, and it's got more options for variable speeds, or maybe it's less. I don't know. I haven't owned one. I only have a blender. I really want a good food processor. I've seen some online for not very expensive, and so sorry, they're pretty cheap online on Amazon. I think they're like $35, and you get like a glass bowl and a variable speed. It's like high and low, and it's very small, and it makes chopping onions or chopping parsley or anything like that like very, very quick. But yeah, what's going on, Canadian? What's up, Alsan? No, I don't have OnlyFans. Holy crap. I didn't see all you guys. What happened? Anonymous, sorry. My bad, dude. Okay, cool. Anyways, so we're just gonna have some snacks after we get through this thing about the food processor. Food processor is great for like salsas, marinades. Those are pretty cool. So I like to make those with that. I'm losing my train of thought. I'm really getting into marinades as of a few weeks ago. So it's pretty cool what kind of things you can blend up and soak your meat in and have that meat kind of taste like the flavor. It absorbs the flavor really good. But yeah, so that's kind of one thing that I would really like to have also in my kitchen that I don't have currently. So that'd be pretty cool. What else do we got? We have so I have this. So this is a digital kettle. So basically this is just, you just put it on the thing, you hit a button, you have boiling water in like a minute tops. So that's pretty cool. So if you're making like oatmeal, instant oatmeal in the morning, you could have mashed potatoes, just anything that comes in pouches that you need to cook like really quick that requires boiling water. Instead of sitting next to the oven with a pan boiling some water for like 10-15 minutes, you could just use this. You can hit one button. This holds up to 1 liter, and you hit one button, and about a minute or 2 later you have boiling water. So that is definitely a game changer. It saves time, and when you're in the kitchen, any real cook knows that, whatever, they know that time is the most valuable asset in the kitchen, because sometimes you need to get stuff done like in 20 minutes, and that's all the time you got, and you want to eat and get it done. So having instant boiling water is a game changer. Anyways, guys, enough about the boiling water effect. So I'm gonna make a snack because my mom came over tonight. Meredith's gone, and I don't know, still kind of hungry. I had chicken before. I picked up this whole rotisserie chicken from the grocery store, and I'm gonna make a little taco. What time is it? 7:44. Getting pretty close to the wire. We're gonna have to go to bed soon. Not soon, but in like two and a half hours. What's your P.O. box number? I'm talking about. All right, here we go. We're gonna put some stuff away. Have you guys ever had any like crazy, almost burning the house down kitchen stories? I've never let it get that crazy, but I've definitely smoked up the house before. I remember this one time I was cooking ribs, and I was at my apartment down on the east side, and I was cooking ribs. I put them on for like 4 or 5 hours, and I went out to the bar with my buddy, and we got drunk, and I came back, and I kind of forgot about them. And then when I woke up to my roommate like pounding on my door. He's like, "Hey man, get this shit out of the oven." And I'm like, "What the heck? What are you talking about?" And I got up and I'm like, "Oh, my ribs, right?" But I took them out and they were still amazing. Cause all right, so I guess I don't know if anybody else makes their ribs like this, but what you do is you take your ribs and you wrap them in foil, and then you put them in the oven, slow and low, 250. 300 for about 6 hours. That's before I had the pressure cooker. That's before I had a slow cooker, and so I was kind of doing it the old school way. And yeah, that'll make your ribs amazing. But if you leave it in there way too long, like I did, it'll start to smoke up the house. So unfortunately, that's what I did. So, but so don't do that. Don't do that. Make sure you're not drunk for the removal of your food while it's cooking, or after it's done cooking. Yeah, nobody knows Anonymous. He's just there. How you guys doing tonight? Oh, shit. All right, what do I want on this thing? Some hot sauce. Hot sauce tonight. Getting a little crazy. What's wrong with you, Ugg? Son of a bitch. Shit. I have to get this out. Like this. Oh my god, that's gonna be the worst thing ever. You guys ever put way too much hot sauce on something? No, it's gonna be alright. But I've done that before. And I swear, this is like the off-brand sriracha that's surprisingly like 10 times hotter than the normal sriracha. So we're not getting any breaks when it comes to putting a little bit too much on. We need something green on here. You gotta eat with your eyes, right? Got some cilantro in the mix. This looks like the world's saddest taco right now. Good thing I'm not like, this isn't a taco segment. Otherwise, I'd be pretty disappointed. But the cilantro really makes everything taste fresher. I keep saying that in every stream, but I want to really drive it home that the cilantro is one of the greatest herbs you can have. All right, here we go. So also, I got a few things that I want to show you guys in the freezer. I think. Let me see if we still got them. Oh. Ah, shit, no we don't. I'm waiting for the right time to cook this stuff. This one's gonna be delicious, I think. I've never had this one. The quattro cheese, the whatever. What's it called? Fuck. Whatever. Four cheese ramen noodle. Who's ever had that? That's crazy. Never had it. And it's supposed to be spicy. A spicy cheese. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right. Have you guys ever had this one? All right. All right, whoever's in the chat, appreciate you staying around. Have a good one. I'm gonna bounce. Like and subscribe. See you later.